So you have probably spent already a moment on Wakfu game, or maybe you are debating whether to invest or not some time into playing it. In this video, I'll do a deep dive into it and help you decide if it is for you or not. So what is Wakfu? Wakfu is a very niche MMORPG where combat is resolved in a dynamically created arenas up to 6 players in a player versus environment combat. In the game, you can find plenty of crafting professions, lots of dungeons, bosses, and challenging content. The company Ankama also created a little game called Dofus, which is, in comparison to Wakfu, more developed. And while there are many things that are similar, there are some differences. Not sure how big those are, as I haven't played Dofus that much. Now you might ask, what is my experience in the game? I've spent in this game, as per Steam info, as of right now around 500 hours. I would assume this is pretty fair amount of time to give an honest review. I'm currently on the Ogress server, which is international, mono account server, which is slightly different from the other international server, which is called Rubilax. Also, I will not talk about PvP, as I did not engage in it outside of some friendly duels. From what I've seen, there is a PvP community in the server which is active, but I would say this game is more about PvE rather than PvP. Let's dive into the pros and cons. 1. Wakfu has a very unique gameplay. I don't think I have found any other MMORPG game that has combat turn-based other than Dofus, game created by the same company which I mentioned earlier. 2. The game is very cute. And this is an understatement. Just look at this. Very whimsical with the cute animations, and the game doesn't take itself too seriously, although it sometimes does in the quests. Personally, I think this is one of the biggest pros this game has. It's just simply beautiful. 3. There is a lot of content. I've played for 500 hours and I'm just beginning to reach endgame. 4. Modulated content. Previously, this game suffered of the dead content syndrome, where a lot of low-level dungeons were not being played because everybody was doing the late game content. There was no reason to come back. Now, due to the daily quests, which are giving a lot of experience based on your real level, and tokens granted by the daily quests, you are incentivized to revisit old dungeons and try your best to beat it at the higher adjustable difficulty, which also earns you a lot more real level experience. There is a lot to say about the modulated content, which I might explain in a different video because this would take 30 minutes. I think this system is one of the best I've seen, and a lot of the MMORPGs should definitely take the notice of its use in this game. Looking at you, World of Warcraft. 5. This game is pretty challenging, but it doesn't have to be. Difficulty depends on you and your team, as you can set difficulty of the dungeon before you enter it. Higher difficulty, of course, means more rewards. 6. Strong community. Due to its niche gameplay, a smaller amount of players compared to your World of Warcrafts and Final Fantasies XIVs you will keep playing with. Strong community. Due to its niche gameplay and a smaller amount of players compared to your World of Warcrafts or Final Fantasies XIVs, you will keep playing with the same players, which makes a feeling of community here in Wakfu very strong. 7. Surprising amount of depth. You can spend hours upon hours theory crafting a single class build and not come to a certain conclusion which items, enchantments, or spells are the best for it. There are also multiple ways to play a single class, like Sadidas going for a more supportive approach with shields, heals, and buffs, or more offensive with Earthquake or Poison builds, or an Eliatrope class with the power to command Wakfu source, making portals and stuff, which can be built to be a range damage dealer or a melee damage dealer with a healer and positioner capabilities. This is very awesome and makes me want to play all of the classes. And on the topic of classes, there are currently 18 classes, which includes supports, damage dealers, and tanks, so you have plenty to pick from. Let's dive into the cons. 1. I think this is the biggest one. It's the grind. As mentioned, I've spent 500 hours in this game and just reached the end game. This can be done quicker, of course, but new players will probably take even longer. This is not necessarily a bad thing, as you will definitely enjoy your road to max level. You will still play a lot with max level people due to the modulated content, but dropping something in this game also can take a while. A dungeon run usually takes, I would say, about 45 minutes. This can vary depending on the team and dungeon. If you are to play this game, do not treat it as a sprint, like currently, for example, World of Warcraft can be. In World of Warcraft you can reach in a few hours max level, but this is a marathon type of game. You will definitely enjoy it, as currently I am. But in my opinion, this game definitely should take a deeper look into the amount of hours you need to spend on this game to drop something or to level up, as this is not ideal. But this is my opinion, and I might be, of course, wrong. 2. Small community. The small community can be a turn-off to some people. Currently, the game has, as per the Steam charts, between 100 and 300 people in the 24-hour peak. Please bear in mind that this is Steam, and Steam is not the only way to play Wakfu, as there's also Ankama Launcher, and I would assume most people are playing using Ankama Launcher. I would also assume that the numbers are probably twice as big in reality, so I would say 200 in lows and 600 in the peaks. Third con, inventory management. This game has a huge amount of resources, making it sometimes a nightmare to manage your inventory, and it takes time to get used to it. Although it's not as egregious as Baldur's Gate 3 inventory management, if you know what I mean, it definitely needs to be changed. You can, in your Haven bag, which is your small personal house, which you can decorate, store items. But the 3 tabs of items that you're giving at the beginning of the game are 100% not enough, and more can be bought in store for premium currency. This is something that is a subject to change, as they are currently working on making inventory a little more manageable, but the update as of today is still not there. 4. This game is free, but it has a subscription model, boosting the experience in professions and levels. For Ogrest, the subscription offers 100% more experience in professions and combat, 50% more chance to get more items from combat, and 50% kamas. What 50% more chance to get more items from combat means, I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that. Also, your alts will earn a lot more experience, as far as I know, up to 6 times more experience, which is a pretty old-friendly way of helping you achieve more alts. Better level for your alts. You can also change your builds at any moment, and you can vote for a governor for as the game has the political system. You have an immortal pet, which is a nice quality of change system, and you get twice the amount of tokens. Now this is of course a con, because we have to spend money. 5. While there is a lot of depth, there are not a lot of guides in English language, which makes it hard for a new player who is not speaking French to go into any kind of deep dive about his class or mechanics of the game any easier. 6. Pay to win. If you care about pay to win, this game is 100% completely pay to win. You can trade in store in-game currency for premium currency and vice versa. You can 100% buy your way into the best equipment in the game. I personally don't mind it that much. But if it's something that really rubs you the wrong way, you definitely should know it beforehand. 7. This might be a con for some people and a pro for others. The game can be really slow sometimes. When you have 6 people in the dungeon, each of them taking their sweet time to play their turns, adding enemies and summons to overall count, a dungeon can take a really long time. I would highly recommend having something other to do in between your turns, like Netflix movie playing on your second monitor. This would conclude my deep dive into the cons and pros of playing this game. I would also want to add that this game is still being actively developed, so it's not dying or anything like that. I hope this video was very informative for you. If you would wish to ask me more questions, feel free to leave a comment or join me on my live stream on Twitch. And with that, I wish you all a great rest of your day.